Joint meeting of the City Council, successor agency to the Redevelopment Agency, Public Finance Authority, the Public Utility Authority, Housing Authority, Paris Joint Powers Authority, and Paris Community Economic Development Corporation of the City of Paris. This Tuesday, October 8th, 2024. The call time is 6:30 p.m. Madam Clerk, can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Nava.
Present.
Councilmember Corona.
Present.
Councilmember Rab.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Rogers.
Here.
Mayor Vargas.
Present, thank you. Item 3 is our invocation, which will be led by Pastor Joe Sobolic from the New Creation Church. If you stand and please join us, and then remain standing for item 4, which is our Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by Councilwoman Nava.
Good evening, everybody. Let's have a word of prayer. Father, we thank you for your amazing love, your mercy, and your grace. Lord, we pray for our schools and the safety of our children in a time of gas, food, insurance, taxes have skyrocketed in these past few years. But we thank you, God, for a great mayor, Mayor Vargas, and his awesome leadership team, bringing stability and direction and bringing great prosperity to our city, along with the amazing city council that we have. Lord, bless our fire departments and our firefighters, our sheriff's departments. Bless all those who are involved tonight. Bless the city manager. Bless this wonderful team of leaders in our great city. Bless their spouses and their families. Lord, we thank you, God, for the peace of God that you give us in these times in which we live. Lord, I pray for a great unity in our city in these challenging times, because together we are better. We thank you, Father, for this wonderful opportunity tonight, and we thank you for the name that you've given whereby we must be saved. We thank you for the name of Jesus, and Lord, we pray for this council meeting tonight that you would bless it in an amazing way. Bless everyone here, God, in Jesus' mighty name. We all agreed together and said, Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor. Please join me in saluting our nation's flag. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Go Dodgers. Pastor, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Item 5 is a report on closed session items. Mr. Koo.
Thank you, Mayor. City Council met in closed session on the items listed on the agenda. For item A, the City Council unanimously approved a settlement agreement with CanaCloud LLC relating to delinquent cannabis taxes owed to the city, and authorized the city manager to execute thereof, subject to city attorney approval as to form. Settlement involves the city waiving penalties and interest, related penalties and interest that the CanaCloud owes to the city, and in return, CanaCloud has agreed to pay $720,487.70 to the city, as provided in the settlement agreement. Once fully executed, the settlement agreement will be available at the city clerk's office. Excuse me. With respect to item B, the city council also unanimously approved 2 settlement agreements with Samir and Manisha Patel, and also with Balu and Malti Patel, relating to temporary construction easements and property portions, acquisition of the portions of their properties related to the city's Orange Avenue widening project. The city has agreed to pay Samir and Manisha Patel a total of $67,232 for both the easement and the portion of their property. And for Balu and Malti Patel, the city has agreed to pay $35,572 for their portion of their property and the temporary construction easement as well. City Council also unanimously authorized city manager to execute both agreements, subject to city attorney approval as to form. Once both are fully executed, they can be acquired at the city clerk's office. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Koo. Item 6 is our presentation. 6A is a presentation to the American Legion, Post 595, in recognition of their 80th anniversary. It's going to be presented by myself. We're going to have 2 presentations. I'm going to do the wording up here on top, and then we'll go down and take some pictures. So for the American Legion, we have prepared a proclamation that reads, whereas the American Legion was chartered and incorporated by Congress in 1919 as a patriot veterans organization devoted to mutual helpfulness and has since been committed to advocating for the rights and benefits of American veterans and their families. And whereas the American Legion efforts led to the creation of the United States Veterans Bureau in 1921, the forerunner of the Veterans Administration and now the Department of Veterans Affairs, thereby ensuring that veterans receive the care and support they need. And whereas the American Legion was instrumental in drafting the Servicemen's Readjustment Act, popularly known as the GI Bill of Rights, which was passed by the U.S. Congress in 1944, providing unprecedented benefits for veterans returning from World War II, including educational and medical benefits, home loans, and more. And whereas American Legion Post 595, located in Paris, has been an integral part of the mission, proudly serving the community and its veterans for 80 years since its founding. And whereas the American Legion Post 595 continues to uphold these traditions by advocating for improved educational and medical benefits for new veterans and ensuring a complete accounting of all prisoners of war, known as POWs, and soldiers listed as missing in action, MIAs. And whereas for 80 years, the American Legion Post 595 has been dedicated to serving American veterans, their families, their children, and youth of the community, embodying the spirit of patriotism and service. Now therefore be it resolved that the Mayor, Michael M. Vargas, and the City of Paris Council do hereby recognize and celebrate the 80th anniversary of the American Legion Post 595 in Paris and commend its members for their unwavering dedication and service to our veterans and the community. So the second presentation, which is item 6B, thank you. We've been trying to get to this superhero here, but the weather's been not on his side. But this is a certificate of recognition to John C. Mariscal, who was a World War II Army veteran. The certificate reads that the mayor and the council hereby recognize and honor John C. Mariscal, who bravely served our nation in Iwo Jima during the World War II and was honorably discharged. Let us celebrate his remarkable life and legacy, remembering the countless sacrifices made by him and his fellow servicemen. We thank him for his unwavering commitment and his heroism. This award will be accepted by Commander Tim Moore, and he will pass it on to John. So we'll now come down, we'll present our certificates, take some photos.
Always a pleasure. Can I bring my people in?
Yes, of course.
And I have something for you.
Okay, so the first one is your proclamation.
Yes, okay. That'll work.
And then we have one here that was passed on to us by Assembly Member Corey Jackson from the, let's say what number is that? Is it the 41st, 61st, 60th District Office? Here's our World War II vet.
You're faster than I am. Yes, sir. Can I see the mic now? I want to thank this. I want to thank the city for this proclamation. Could I have all my people step up here, please? We need you all. Get in line. It's going to be a group picture. Our World War II vet could not make it tonight. He's very sick. And we'll make sure he gets the award for you guys. I want to do this one. Sir. I don't know how to do this, but we'll do it this way. Yeah, okay.
Oh, we gotta turn this. Wherever you want. You right here. Right here? Yeah, that's a good spot for you. Okay. Ouch.
Wait, here, come on. We get our honors too here. On behalf of the American Legion of the City of Paris, I want to thank the city for all the backing and support they have given us, especially the mayor. And we have. And I want to thank the council members that are members also, especially the mayor. Michael Corona and David Rabb, who is a veteran.
Thank you, Commander. We'll proudly put this in our new trophy case that we have in the hallway. All righty, we're gonna go back up to the top. We'll make some comments, and then you guys can sneak out. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you all for coming here tonight.
We're gonna do one more with the council.
I just wanted one with him. Have variety. Awesome.
Stand next to the lady.
All right, guys, here we go. Ready, 1, 2. Very nice. Stephen, that's good for you?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Perfect. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.
All righty, who wants to start first, Council? Councilman Rabb?
Yes, just want to congratulate the American Legion on their 80th anniversary. We are coming upon next year the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. So you guys were right there welcoming a lot of the veterans home from World War II. Also like to congratulate John C. Mariscal on congratulate him for his service to this country. We appreciate the World War II generation. There's not many of them left, but we need to honor the last few ones left. I remember as a kid in the 90s, they were everywhere. My grandfather, two of my dad's brothers, World War II generation veterans. They have since passed away. So it's an honor that we still have them here. And many of them are in their very late 90s and early hundreds, 105 centenarians. So it's a pleasure that we were able to honor them while they're still here. So once again, thank everyone for coming out today. It was an honor to celebrate the 80th anniversary of the American Legion with you tonight.
Anybody else? Well, thank you, guys. Appreciate you coming out in such a big force and supporting your American Legion. And we appreciate everything you do. You guys hold a lot of events. I'm proud to be part of the Sons of the American Legions. And I know you guys have a lot of steak dinners and breakfasts and car clubs and stuff that you help with organizations. So you do a lot of service and giving back to our community. So we really appreciate that. And do share our thanks to John Mariscal as well for his service. So we appreciate that. To come back from World War II, I mean, that means a lot. So, and our freedom is here because of all our men and women who served. So thank him again. All right, nobody else. We're going to move on to item number 7. It's our Youth Advisory Committee communications. This is going to be given by Kimberly Tai, our President of the Youth Advisory Committee.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council, and City staff. My name is Kimberly Tai, and I am the President of the Youth Advisory Committee. Here are our upcoming events. First off, we have Paragon Park State Park Grand Opening. YAC will lead the Pledge of Allegiance and have a booth at the grand opening on Thursday, October 10th. Secondly, we have the Ride and Pride Car Club event. Join us on Sunday, October 13th at the Downtown Paris Theater from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for this exciting event. Thirdly, we have a YAC meeting. Our next meeting on October 15th will be in collaboration with the city's Housing Authority. This is a great opportunity for our youth to share their thoughts on community needs. The meeting will take place from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Lastly, we have Trunk or Treat. YAC will host a Trunk or Treat event at the Fossfield Park on Friday, October 25th from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. We encourage all youth and students to participate in our events. Community service hours are available for students. Lastly, YAC reminds everyone to stay safe and follow us on social media at Paris YAC for updates and upcoming events. Thank you.
Thank you, Kimberly. Okay, item 9 is our approval of minutes. 9A is consideration to approve the minutes of the regular joint meeting held on September 24th, 2024 at the City Council. I knew that. Item 8 is our public comment. Anybody in the members, this is the time to speak on any matter that's not on our agenda. Madam Clerk, do we have any requests to speak?
Yes, sir. Roberto Ortiz.
Come on up, Roberto.
Good evening. My name is Roberto Ortiz. I'm living right there in Nuevo Road in Palermo and Dunlap. And the problem for today that I come in is for the new construction. Mother dirt is a lot of mice. A lot. And I'm walking and then I start pick up the people's coming for mice. Almost unchecked 43 houses. In 43 houses, almost 20 is inside the houses. I spend more for $100 every month for poison. And I pick up in my backyard 10. The first day I pick up 25. It's a lot. And everybody start the same. Spend a lot of money for poisons. I don't know who try for help, for talk to the construction, stop or put the poison, kill the animals, because it's a lot. And almost 35 people put their phone numbers, and I'm sending this one maybe for you. for the mayor, and he's want to talk to the people, it's fine, and you want it, I go pass you phone to the people for making complaint, maybe an email, because it's a big problem. You wanna pass
Thank, Roberto, just hang on to it, Roberto, hang on to it. I'm gonna have a staff member go talk to you. The city clerk, the city manager is gonna have a staff member go talk to you in the audience. So if you just wait there,
Okay,
and a staff member will go talk to you and you can give them that paperwork.
okay,
Okay.
I'm making a couple copies.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. Don't leave, we're gonna send somebody over to
I
you.
know, thank you.
Anybody else, Madam Clerk?
Rosalinda Rivas.
Good evening, everyone. I want to say, first of all, thank you, Honorable Mayor. It's a pleasure and a privilege to see you again, once again, Mr. Mayor Vargas. I'm all nervous here. And I also want to thank the council members and all the city staff members for being here tonight and listening to us. I'm Rosalinda Rivas. I am the apprenticeship director at Moreno Valley College. I also serve for the state of California with the IACA, with the Department of Industrial Relations. But today, I'm here to be a proud member as part of the directors for the Paris Valley Chamber of Commerce. So I have a couple of updates I just want to share with the chamber as well as the community. The first thing we want to share is this past event, this past month, we've had a success with the help of the Southern California Railroad Museum. It was called Paris Appreciation Day. We had over 50 awards that were given to our K through 12 students within the Paris Valley Unified School District. And we want to say a special thank you because Mayor Vargas was there, Councilwoman Nava was there. We appreciate you attending and providing that support. Your support means a lot to us in the community and the leadership. And I know that you two represent everybody here and everyone that wasn't there. So we just want to say thank you for that. In addition, we had our Good Morning Paris events that are still going strong, and we want to invite other people in the community to participate. Let's see, we had the last one, we had a keynote speaker from the Department of Rehabilitation. They were speaking in regards how we can collaborate with the Department of Rehab in regards to helping individuals within our community be able to get back into the world of the workforce. There's different services, programs that are available, so it was a great way to educate our community and to provide collaboration so we can really tap into those services. The third announcement I have a minute left, is our first Workforce Development Committee meeting. Wow, I'm excited to share about that because that's a big movement forward and it shows a commitment that the city has, the chamber has in our community. This was involved with the Paris Union, Victor Valley, Valverde Unified School District, the City of Paris, Riverside Workforce Development Board, Moreno Valley College, and MSJC. So there's other members that are part of that, so we're looking forward to give you some more updates in the future as we collaborate to really make our workforce stronger. The fourth and last thing I'd like to say is we're having our business after hour mixer, which will be on Thursday, October 17th. It'll be at 5 p.m. It's going to be hosted by our president, Jerry Sepulveda, and our vice president, Michael Rowe. We're going to have a huge barbecue. We want to invite all of the members here, as well as the community, to come out and join us. It's going to be held at the local Paris Kia dealership, so it's not too far from here. So we'd like to invite you all to be part of that barbecue and kind of share the success that our community is doing with the chamber and, of course, all the council members here, as well as our mayor, and the community for all the work that they're doing as well. So just want to say thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Rivas, appreciate it.
That is all.
All righty. Okay, item 9 is our approval of minutes. 9A, consideration to approve the minutes of the regular joint meeting held on September 24th, 2024 of the City Council and all the other entities as listed on our agenda. There are no comments or questions. I'll entertain a motion to approve. I have a motion by Councilwoman Rogers, Mayor Pro Tem Rogers, second by Councilman Rab. Please call the vote.
5-0, motion approved.
Thank you. Item 10 is our consent calendar items. These items are normally enacted in one motion. The mayor of the city council may remove consent calendar items for separate action. Public comment is limited to 3 minutes. Council, anybody wants to pull anything? I'm going to pull item 10D just for a quick separate discussion. 10E as in Edward. That was it. Nope. And 10F as in Frank. Nobody else has anything? I will make a motion to approve all the rest of the consent calendar items. A motion by Councilwoman Nava, second by Councilman Rab. Please call the vote.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Before we proceed.
Yes.
Public comment.
Let me double check my letters, though, make sure I'm right. Because those were on my notes from the agenda prep. They're the road closures, yep. I did, D, E, and F. All right, just want to make sure. Okay, Madam Clerk, do you have any public comments?
No, sir.
Anybody wishing to make a public comment on consent calendar? All right, I'm looking for a motion. I have one by Councilwoman Nava, second by Councilman Rab. Please call the vote.
5-0, motion approved.
Very good. So real quick, I did alert city engineer I was going to do this at the meeting, but I just want to make sure, because it didn't disclose it in the report, is the matter of public notification on these items that they got significant warning about the closures.
Thank you, Mayor Vargas, members of the City Council. That's correct. This project is actually a sewer installation project in San Jacinto Avenue. And the developer has notified the Nuevo community and notify all the residents in the county. Notice boards are up now, notifying the public about hearing tonight. And if approved, the notice boards would go up, electronic notice boards, 2 weeks prior to start of the construction.
And you said letters have gone out.
Correct. Flyers, letters have been sent out.
And how many residents did we hit? In particular, Paris, that's directly impacting this.
I don't know the number, but everybody in the vicinity has been
Okay,
notified.
there's only like one real big housing community there.
Yes,
Okay. And then for E?
correct. Item E is installation of two quite large storm drain facilities. And with the closure, actually, that would expedite the project. So once they install one of the storm drain systems in Patterson.
I'm not concerned about the project. I understand the project. I just want to hear the process for notification to the community of the road closures.
This one haven't been posted yet, but if approved, then we'll proceed with notifying everyone and putting notice boards.
So there wasn't even a notice going out that this is on calendar for tonight?
Not to my knowledge, correct. There
So
hasn't
if this gets approved tonight, what's the time frame that it'll start?
Well, we will initiate. So the time that they requested won't be applicable because we want to make sure we notify all the people who are impacted in that vicinity, the
So-
residents as well as the businesses.
I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but what's that time frame?
Probably a good 2-week
Okay,
fortnight
the 2 weeks
procedure.
is not a good time. And I don't see, and I don't know the process, and I don't know if there shouldn't be anything wrong with notifying even before this is approved, that the fact that it's on calendar, so that if we have any objections or people have concerns, they have an opportunity to address the council and the mayor of these issues. So now we can say, even 2-3 months, or 2-3 weeks, a month, whatever, they know that it's coming, they can come, voice their opinion. If they don't, and it's approved, then we have the time frame. The letters go out. This way, we can say we gave a fair notice to everybody.
Good point, Mayor.
Okay.
From now on, we make sure actually we
Thank you.
notify the area that this item will be on the
And
agenda.
please touch on F. That's waiting for approval too?
That's correct. That's
Okay.
for approval.
So
as
the
well
same
for
would
storm
apply to
drain.
any future road closures?
Will do.
Thank you.
Correct. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, no one else have any comments? I'll motion to approve this. D, E, and F. Councilman Corona moved it, and second by Councilwoman Mayor Pro Tem Rogers. Please call the vote.
Motion approved.
Very good, thank you. All right, moving on, public hearings, number 11. 11A is consideration to adopt proposed resolution numbers next in order regarding annexation of PM 37438 industrial building to the city maintenance districts. PM 37438 is located at the southeast corner of Morgan Street and Redlands Avenue. This will be introduced by our city engineer, John Porcozimi.
Thank you, Mayor. Daniel Louis is here to present this item before you.
Thank you, thank you. Good evening, Daniel.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. PM 37438 is the Rider 4 Industrial Building Project located on Redlands Avenue. As a condition of approval, the project was required to annex into the city's 3 maintenance districts to pay for benefits and annual costs associated with the property once it's developed. The proposed maximum annual assessment for the project is $53,287.35. On July 30th, council approved resolutions of intent setting the public hearing for tonight. At this time, staff is asking the mayor to conduct a public hearing. Following the hearing, the city clerk is to open the ballots. There's 3 ballots, 1 per district. If there's no majority protest, then we may consider the resolution, adopting resolutions and confirming the annexations.
Thank you, Daniel. All right. Council, anybody have any quick questions? Okay, we're going to open up the public hearing at 7:01. Madam Clerk, do you have any requests to speak?
No, sir.
Anybody wishing to speak on this item? Hearing seen none, I'm going to close the public hearing at 7:01. And I'll ask the city clerk to open up the 3 ballots.
City of Paris annexation of PM 37438, Maintenance District Number 84-1. The ballot is marked yes. City of Paris annexation of PM 37438 to benefit zone 187, Landscape Maintenance District Number 1. The ballot is marked yes. City of Paris annexation of PM 37438 to benefit zone 152, Flood Control Maintenance District Number 1. The ballot is marked yes.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, I'll call for a motion on the 3 ballots. A motion on Mayor Pro Tem Rogers, second by Councilwoman Nava. Please call the vote.
Five oh, motion approved.
Thank you. Ten B is consideration to adopt proposed resolution numbers next in order regarding annexation of DPR 21-00017-2. This is 2 industrial buildings to the city maintenance districts. DPR 21-00017 is located in the northeast corner of Ryder Street and Johnson Avenue. This will be introduced by Daniel Louis.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Good evening again. This project is on the northeast corner of Johnson Avenue and Ryder Street. Again, similar with 11A, the project is required to annex into the city's maintenance districts. The proposed annual assessment for the project is $12,572.23. Staff requests that the council follow the same procedures as 11A to open the public hearing, open the ballots, and then if consider the approval of the resolutions confirming the annexations.
Thank you, Daniel. Council, anybody have any questions? Okay, we're going to open up the public hearing at 7:04. Madam Clerk, do you have any requests to speak?
No, sir.
Anybody wishing to speak on this item? Hearing and seeing none. We'll close the public hearing at 7:05. Madam Clerk, can you open up the two ballots?
City of Paris annexation of DPR 21-00017 to benefit Zone 188, Landscape Maintenance District Number 1. The ballot is marked yes. City of Paris annexation of DPR 21-00017 to benefit Zone 153, Flood Control Maintenance District Number 1. The ballot is marked yes.
All right, thank you. This time I'll call for a motion on the two resolutions. I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Rogers, second by Councilman Corona. Please call a vote.
5-0, motion approved.
Thank you. 10C is consideration to adopt resolution numbers next in order regarding annexation DPR. Is that the one wandering now? Are we on C? Yeah. Okay. Annexation of DPR 21-00017-2, two industrial buildings into CFD 2001-3. This is the North Paris Public Safety District. And this will be introduced by Daniel Louis.
Yes, this item, 11C, is the same project as in 11B, DPR 21-00017, annexing to the Public Safety CFD 2001-3. On August 27th, City Council adopted resolution of intent setting the public hearing for tonight. Therefore, we request that the city open a public hearing. If there's no protests, adopt the first resolution. And the property owner has waived their waiting period, so we may conduct the balloting tonight. And once the election is concluded, adopt the second resolution declaring the results of the election.
Thank you. Councilman, do we have any questions? Okay, we're going to open up the public hearing at 7:07. Madam Clerk, do you have any requests to speak?
No, sir.
Anybody wishing to speak at this time in the audience? Okay, hearing and seeing none. Close the public hearing at 7:07. And I'll call for a motion on the first resolution. I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Rogers, second by Councilwoman Nava. Please call the vote.
5-0, motion approved.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, can you open the ballot, please?
Community Facilities District Number 2001-3, North Paris Public Safety of the City of Paris, Annexation Number 67, Special Tax and Appropriations Limit Election. The ballot is marked yes.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, I'll call for a motion on the second resolution. I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Rogers, second by Councilman Rabb. Please call the vote.
5-0, motion approved.
Thank you. Okay, 10D is consideration to adopt proposed resolution number next in order regarding annexation of tract 37038-A111 Unit Plan Residential Development to the city's maintenance district. Tract 37038 is located on Dunlap Drive between Orange Avenue and Lemon Avenue. This will be proposed by our city engineer, John Porcazemi, followed by Daniel Louis.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. This residential project, also known as Citrus Court, is required to annex into the city's maintenance districts. So we request that the city follow the same procedures as 11A and 11B. The proposed maximum annual assessment for the project is $51,224.28. So there are 3 ballots, 1 ballot per district. And if there's no majority protest, we may consider the adoption of the annexation. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I just noticed, I keep saying item 10, and you're saying 11, and you're right, and my notes are wrong here. I have 10 all the way through, so just for clarification, we are on 11D, not 10. Okay, council, anybody have any questions? All right, we're going to open up the public hearing at 7:10. Madam Clerk, do you have any requests to speak?
No, sir.
Anybody in the audience wishing to speak at this time? Okay, going to close the public hearing at 7:10, and I'll ask the city clerk to open up 3 ballots.
City of Paris annexation of tract 37038, Maintenance District number 84-1. The ballot is marked yes. City of Paris annexation of tract 37038 to benefit zone 189, Landscape Maintenance District number 1. The ballot is marked yes. City of Paris annexation of tract 37038, benefit zone 154, Flood Control Maintenance District number 1. The ballot is marked yes.
Okay, this time I'll ask for a motion on the 3 resolutions. Have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Rogers, second by Councilman Rab. Please call the vote.
Five oh, motion approved.
Thank you. Okay, 11E is consideration to adopt proposed resolution number next in order and introduce the first reading of proposed ordinance number next in order, amending improvement area number 2 of the Community Facilities District number 2022-4. This is Park West of the City of Paris. Improved area number 2 is located south of Nuevo and to the east and west of Evans Road. This will be introduced by our Director of Finance, Mr. Matthew Schenk.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, Jim Fabian from Philbin and Rowlap and Associates will be presenting
Welcome,
this
Jim.
item.
Thank you, Matt. And Mayor, members of council, good evening. Jim Fabian, Philbin, Rowlap and Associates. I knew you were getting bored with Daniel, so you had to have somebody else come up, right? So going to handle this presentation for the Park West change proceedings. And it's a pleasure to be here tonight. So just some background on Park West. This actually was approved by the City Council back in January of this year. 3 different improvement areas, 527 homes total in each of the improvement areas. The city was approached by the property owner to do a change proceeding. They submitted a petition for improvement area number 2, no change to improvement area 1 or 3. And so the reason we're here tonight for the public hearing is to look at modification of the existing rate and method of apportionment for improvement area number 2. And there are 3 factors that go into this. We have revised special taxes. The tax rates are changing. The square footage of the proposed homes in this particular improvement area will be increased, and then that would translate into additional bonding capacity and an increase in the amount of the potential for the bond issues up to $13 million. And as I mentioned, no change to improvement area 1 or 3. This is the map of the CFD. The different shading there are the different improvement areas, and this is on Nuevo Road by Evans Road. We brought this, as you can see here, we show the different special tax amounts like other facility CFDs that the city has. Each of the different categories of homes based upon their square footage have a distinct special tax amount, and typically as the larger homes has a larger special tax amount. And these are the new special tax rate for this improvement area here that would commence in the current fiscal year. Oop, going the wrong way. Okay, so, okay, here we go. Okay, so back on July 22nd, we went to the Ways and Means Committee for consideration of this item. They approved us to move forward with the change proceeding. We came to the City Council on August the 27th for the resolution of intention. At that meeting, we set the date and time of the public hearing for tonight. We also approved a deposit and reimbursement agreement, the developers paying for all costs associated with the change proceeding. So tonight, again, we're going to be conducting a public hearing. We have 3 resolutions in front of the council for consideration. The first would be to incur the bonded indebtedness at the new amount of $13 million. This would also call for the special election by the property owner. We would have the declaration of the results of the special election, and then we would approve the changes to the rate and method of apportionment. If everything is approved, then we would have the first reading of the special tax ordinance tonight as well. We would come back again on October 22nd for the second reading of the special tax ordinance. At that point in time, the change proceeding would be completed. At this time, I'll answer any questions you might have regarding the change proceeding for improvement area number 2 for the Park West CFD.
Okay, we're not meeting on the 22nd, so let's make that change right now.
Okay, it'll be the next meeting that we have.
Yep, November 12th.
November 12th.
So for the record, let's reflect that the next one, the next steps, November 12th, 2024 will be the second reading.
Okay, thank you.
Council, anybody have any questions? Okay, I'm going to open up the public hearing at 7:17. Madam Clerk, do you have any requests to speak?
No, sir.
Anybody wishing to speak on this item? Okay, I'm going to close the public hearing at 7:17. I'll call for a motion on the first resolution. I have a motion by Councilwoman Nava, second by Councilman Corona. Please call the vote.
5-0, motion approved.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, can you open the ballot, please?
Improvement area number 2 of Community Facilities District number 2022-4, Park West of the City of Paris, special bonds, special taxes, and appropriation to limit election. The ballot is marked yes.
Thank you. Okay, I'll call for a motion on the second and third resolution and the first reading of the ordinance. Motion by Councilman Corona, second by Councilman Rab. Please call the vote.
5-0, motion approved.
Thank you. All right, 11F is consideration to approve modification of conditions of approval 23-05224-A. Proposal to modify the conditions of approval of the Green Valley specific plan related to the tentative track maps 37817, 37818, and 37223 to reflect off-site improvements needed for each track as distinct residential projects to promote orderly development located generally east of Marietta Road between Watson Road and Ethanak Road. This will be introduced by Director of Development Services, Mr. Kenneth Fung, who's not here this evening.
Planning Manager Patricia Brennis will be
Planning
presenting.
Manager Patricia Brennan will introduce this.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members, city staff. I'd like to introduce Rafael Garcia, Principal Planner, who will be presenting this item.
Okay, we're going to hand it out to Rafael now.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor Vargas, members of the City Council. It's very nice to meet you all. The item before you tonight is a modifications to the conditions of approval associated with 3 residential subdivision tracts located within the Green Valley Specific Plan area. So the map diagram there shown on the visual shows the entire Green Valley Specific Plan. The specific tracks that are before you tonight are tentative track maps numbers 37223, 37817, and 37818. These tracks are generally located east of Murrieta Road, just south of Watson Road, and between Watson Road and Ethanak Road. These 3 tracks came before the City Council back in February of 2021 as part of a specific plan amendment. The item before you tonight is a modification to the original conditions of approval. The original conditions were treated as part of 3 tentative track maps and were treated as subdivisions that were going to be built concurrently with all 3 major off-site improvements required up front along Watson Road, Murrieta Road, and Ethanak Road. So the original conditions of approval didn't account for some of the sequencing associated with the off-site improvements. The purpose of the application that's before you tonight is to account for that and to allow for sequencing that corresponds with each of the tentative track maps that were shown to you in the previous figure. The proposed modifications are going to clarify the required off-site improvements for each track, and it's going to do a few things, including it's going to account for the fact that there may be multiple developers for each track, and it's also going to account for the fact that each track may be developed separately, and the timing for the off-site improvements for each track are going to be accounted as part of those conditions of approval. This should be able to allow for orderly development, and it should facilitate development as the project moves forward. So overall, in summary, there were several modifications to the conditions of approval, but there's 3 main things that those modifications are going to accomplish. Number 1, it's going to dedicate approximately 3.5 acres of land to the city, and it's going to do that for a future fire station. That land will be dedicated within 180 days of approval of the modifications of condition request that's before you tonight. It will also outline the required off-site improvements and the obligations for the 3 subdivision tracks, regardless of the development sequence. Also, the 3 track maps will be responsible for the construction and trail connectivity from Goats Road to planning areas 54 through Murrieta and just west of planning area 33A. So the diagram that you see here shows some of the improvements associated with the Green Valley Specific Plan. The black crosshatching shows some of the development that's currently underway, and the red crosshatching shows some of the future development. It also shows on the diagram that you see here, it also shows the site highlighted in yellow that will be dedicated to the city. Once again, that is expected to be dedicated within 180 days of approval of the item that's before you today. With that said, staff is recommending that the City Council approve the proposed modifications of conditions of approval to modify the conditions related to off-site improvements of the Green Valley Specific Plan as applicable to tentative track maps 37817, 37818, and 37223. That concludes the presentation. Staff is available to answer any questions that the members of the City Council may have pertaining to this item. Also, as a reminder, a representative on behalf of the applicant is in attendance tonight. So if you have any questions, they are here to provide any background information. That concludes the presentation, and staff will be happy to elaborate or respond to any questions that the City Council may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Rafael. Pretty good for your first presentation.
Thank you.
All right. You're not getting a raise out of that, buddy. All right, Council, anybody have any quick questions? All right, we do have the applicant in the audience. Do you wish to speak, sir? You're good? Thank you. This time, I'm going to open up the public hearing at 7:25. Madam Clerk, do we have any requests to speak?
No, sir.
Anybody in the audience wish to speak on this item? Okay, I'm going to close the public hearing at 7:25. I do have one question to the applicant, if you could please step up to the podium. It's basically just for the record, I want to confirm the agreement with the modifications and the conditions of approval. Do you accept those?
We do.
Very good. Almost sounds like we're getting married. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Mayor, but I'm already taken.
Likewise. I got turned down. Okay, at this time, I'll call for a motion on the three resolutions. I have a motion by Councilwoman Nava, second by Councilman Rabb. Please call the vote.
5-0, motion approved.
Fantastic, thank you. All right, moving on to 12 business, item 12, business items. 12A is consideration to receive, file, and provide direction regarding to the City of Paris Montluck Scholarship Foundation. This will be introduced by our Public Services Director, Sabrina Chavez.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council. I'd like to present the proposed City of Paris Montluck Scholarship Foundation. So before you tonight, I will be providing an overview, an introduction of the foundation's purpose, scholarship criteria, application requirements, foundation process, scholarship timeline, student outreach, and committee recommendation. So the proposal is to establish a new nonprofit for the City of Paris Montluck Foundation, Scholarship Foundation, which includes a generous contribution from Mr. Habib Montluck in the amount of $100,000, a $100,000 city match contribution from general fund reserves for City Council consideration, and thereafter, the foundation would be sustained through community benefit sponsorship contributions. The foundation would include mission, bylaws, resolution, and nonprofit corporation 501c3. The purpose of the Montluck Scholarship Foundation is to provide scholarships to graduating high school students pursuing a college education in engineering, sciences, or a related field. The City of Paris is dedicated to promoting higher education and is aligned with the overall mission to contribute to the well-being of the Paris students who are committed to investing in their education for a brighter future. The foundation would include a board, and the board will determine the scholarship amount and number of applicants per year, depending on the funding. Eligible applicants must be graduating 12th grade high school students residing in the incorporated Paris or within city limits, pursue a major in engineering sciences or related field, meet a minimum weighted 3.5 GPA, pursue a 4-year degree from an accredited college or university following high school graduation, and provide proof of enrollment and registration accepted to a college or university. Each applicant must submit a completed application, a personal essay, proof of City of Paris residency, proof of college acceptance, enrollment, and registration, copy of high school unofficial transcripts, list of extracurricular activities, list of honors and awards, and 2 letters of recommendation. The board structure would consist of 5 members, starting with the mayor, council member, Mr. Habib Montluck or family member, and 2 mayor-appointed community members. The city manager would be designated as the executive director, and a public services department would be implementing the scholarship foundation activities. As for the foundation process, staff will screen the applications. The board will review and select application for interviews. The board will approve, and scholarship recipients would be notified and recognized at a city council meeting. Eligible expenditures include tuition and fees, room and board, books and related supplies, transportation, and loan fees. The board will have 2 options for the distribution of funds. First option being funds sent directly to the college or university. Second option would be to the applicant's personal bank account with required W-9 and proof of paid tuition and certified event enrollment. And this disbursement would be in one payment. So staff did present this item before the Ways and Means Committee in September. We're here introducing the item before you to receive direction. Should the City Council direct staff to proceed with the foundation, a resolution would be scheduled at the November 12th meeting for City Council consideration. Scholarships application would open in January of 2025. The first board meeting will be conducted or scheduled in February to determine the amount of scholarship funding and the number of applications to award that next year. Deadline for scholarships in March. Application screening, interviews, board approval and scholarship selection in April, and followed by recognition of each awardee in May at a City Council meeting. So I would like to note that the application for the corporation to receive a tax exempt status from the IRS can take 7 to 9 months to process. However, while the application is in process, the city can still proceed with the establishment of the foundation and the function, as the tax exempt status of the corporation will be retroactive to when the foundation was established. Staff will develop social media promotional material, have a designated city webpage to support ongoing implementation of foundation, and outreach to local school districts. So at this time, staff is requesting action as recommended by the Ways and Means Committee for City Council consideration to establish the foundation and nonprofit corporation 501c3 and appropriate $100,000 from the general fund reserves for the city's match contribution. At this time, this concludes my presentation, ready to receive direction and answer any questions you may have. I would also like to mention that Mr. Habib Mallah is in the audience with us tonight.
I think he left. Oh, there he is. Can you go back to the slide where it shows who's on the team, who's on the board? Okay, we'll have staff on there, members. What staff, what department's going to be doing this?
The Public Services Department,
Okay, and we'll have a staff member to do all the work.
correct.
Okay,
Happy to do so.
1 or 2 members?
Yes.
Okay, do we need to identify that in this? No? Okay, great.
No.
What I'm getting at is this, it is a lot of work, and we need to start early when we notify the schools and what have you, so as long as we got staff, that's great. Okay, you can go back to the last slide.
Okay.
Council, we're not done. At this time, council, anybody have any quick questions or comments?
Yes, Mayor.
Sure.
Okay, if you could go back to the one with the requirements.
The requirement.
I think it was before that. Was it before that? I think it was before that. Yeah, so for this one, so they need a pursuit of a 4-year degree. So does that mean that they are going to be attending a 4-year?
Correct.
Okay, so directly, not community college wouldn't qualify for this?
That's correct.
Okay, and there's nothing about this for legal status either?
Legal status, no.
Okay, all right. And then if you could go back to the one about the members of the board. So now, you know, I know in the past myself and the mayor have been doing it, but you know, I think it's open to anybody to serve on this. But what you have essentially, which I'm kind of hesitant on this part, is that the mayor, and I'm not talking about Mayor Vargas. It could be any future mayor or years from now, right? But you're going to have 2 people are appointed by 1 person. So essentially, the mayor is going to have be in charge of kind of 3 votes on there in a way, right? So is that, I do kind of have an issue with that. I wonder maybe it should be, you know, one mayor appoints somebody and then the other council member appoints somebody, or we just have 2 staff member on there. You know, it could be something like that. So I think that's the only thing I would amend for this whole thing. But I think it's fantastic that Mr. Matlag is investing back into our community, even years after he's you know, kind of halfway out of his retirement, right? But you know, it's been a blessing, you know, for a lot of kids, and they're just so happy that they're able to make their life easier because a lot of the kids from Paris, you know, they kind of come from different backgrounds, and college is so expensive now. So, but I definitely want to thank you for bringing this to us for years to come, Mr. Malak. But I think that's the only amendment I would make.
Anybody else? Councilman Rab?
I just want to say overall, it was a well-thought-out presentation. I think it's a great program, and it'll be even greater program with these amendments. Going to Councilman Corona's concerns, maybe one way we can help solve that issue is that the council person and the mayor each appoint someone, and then it just gets ratified by the council, and it's just basically like a consent calendar item, unless there's like something, like somebody goes on somebody's social media and they see something completely outrageous. It should just be something very simple. Maybe that's a way we can all have our input. Everyone has their input. We make sure that we get the right people. I don't think it's going to be something contentious. It's just kind of like we sign off on it. I don't know how you feel about that.
Oh, are you asking me? Oh, yeah. I think that's exactly what I had in mind. I mean, it could be even 2 staff members or something. Yeah.
Will do, thank you.
What do you mean, 2 staff members?
Well, it could be somebody from their staff, you know, that you know, so you know,
Somebody from the staff to do what?
to sit on the board, maybe.
It's a community member.
Okay.
not
Well,
a
you can have a
staff.
community member. Well, yeah, I would prefer maybe the mayor appoints somebody and then the other council member.
No,
appoints somebody.
I hear that. I'm just saying it's not.
But so
it's
don't-
not- it's
so
not
don't include a
open-
staff
It's
member.
not open to a
Not open
staff
to a
member.
staff
This is
member.
2
Okay.
community members. We got to remember, this is coming from Mr. Motlug.
Right. But it's also coming from the city too. Just want to clarify.
I get that, but it's.
Oh, do you want to
specif-
have something to say?
No, you're going to have 2 staff members helping us,
Right.
staffers, but.
But they're not in the
They're
election
not,
process.
the board is a mayor, councilman, the Motlug family, and 2 community members.
Okay.
Not staff members.
Okay.
That's the way it's written.
Yeah,
anyway.
which I'm fine with. Yeah.
Mayor Pro Tem?
I just want to commend Habib Matlab for bringing this to our attention. I think it's a wonderful opportunity. I know the city had a nonprofit several years ago, and I sat on that board previously. And it's a wonderful opportunity to continue the legacy of the Matlab family by opening it up as a nonprofit where other sponsors and donors can contribute to it. It sets it into Thank you. I was trying to get that perpetuity out there. Okay, I got a little tongue-tied there. I think it's a wonderful opportunity to bless the students that are looking to do something in the STEM fields. And it's a wonderful opportunity for our kids to have that opportunity to help with some of the expenses of colleges. So again, thank you, Habib, for everything you do for the city, continue to do for the city, and making sure that your name will go down in history in the city of Paris. God bless.
Okay, looks like we're all good there. It was a very good presentation. So I have no problem with what the council members or men's brought up. However, it needs to be stipulated or well-written that they're at the will of the mayor and the council. And that, because they can be removed for no cause, right? And I just want to blurb in there that the mayor can reappoint, because I have established quite a few separate committees, and committee members are been brought in, and they never showed up to a meeting. So if we're going to have that issue, I need to be able to have the authority to pull that person out and appoint somebody back in there. Fair enough? Okay. So I think we're all good? Sure.
Open up, I know we're kind of ending that. Do we want to put prohibitions on the people, community members, prohibiting like family members, for instance, their children?
Of course.
Their nieces and nephews? And then I was thinking about this, and it's something I just thought about, and I don't know if we want to discuss this further. Maybe prohibiting other elected officials from serving, like school board members. But then I'm thinking like they actually might bring the expertise, but I think there could be a potential conflict if you're, maybe we might just not want to go down that path. It was just something I was just thinking of, but I'll rescind that. It's just something we want.
No,
But I think
they're good points, and Mr. Motlug came to me first, and we met in my office with staff and for this brainstorming, and that was already discussed in there. The only two electeds are the mayor and a council person.
Okay.
Because I 100% agree with you. And this goes like anything else when there's a raffle or something, if it's going to, it cannot be given to a member of the board, a child in there, obviously, huh? Conflict of interest, exactly. So, but just make sure it's covered in the language.
Will do.
You guys have all the changes one more? Go
Just
ahead.
quick question. Just to clarify, I think you probably showed it, but it has to be a parish resident. The recipient has to be a parish.
That's
resident.
correct.
And then the community members, when we say community, those have to be parish residents as well?
Yes.
Okay, okay, thank you.
So you have all the requests?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
Thank you
very
so
good.
much.
You'll bring this back to our November 12th meeting?
Correct.
Okay, very good. Public comment. Madam Clerk, do you have any requests to speak on this?
No, sir.
Anybody wishing to speak on this fantastic item? Very good. All right, staff, you have your directions. This was receive and file. Takes us item 13, council communications. Getting close to the Dodger game. Mr. Corona.
Thank you, Mayor. I do want to thank the speakers, especially for Mr. Ortiz for bringing that concern up. I know down south, there's a lot of construction going on as well too, and a lot of those residents were having issues with the mice. I know that there is a phone number to contact, and then so if we could kind of reach out to Mr. Ortiz, and you know, I think he did a great job of reaching out to his own residents there. I know with new development, anytime you're turning up the dirt and stuff like that, is going to create all kinds of issue with the rodents. You know, they're all trying to go to different places, and you know, it's not necessarily their fault, right? Because we're the ones coming into their environment, you know, telling them to leave, and of course they're going to go to the homes next door and stuff like that. So if we could kind of reach out and let them know about the communication, the contact for vector control. I wasn't able to attend the Viejitos Car Show. It was very well attended. It was on behalf of breast cancer, and they were able to raise a lot of money there. And the cars were absolutely beautiful. Everyone seemed to have a good time. So I'm looking forward to future events with them. National Night Out was well attended. I know the mayor was there. I barely missed him. And then Councilwoman Nava was there as well too. Well attended event. I know Josh Estrada was and Lou were working the grills. Did a great job on that. And thank you to the fire and sheriffs for being there as well too. Rods and Rails, hot day, very hot day, but it was a beautiful event too. And then the Todic event, 40 years of Todic celebrating with their Monarch event, which was a very, very, very well attended event. So thank you to all those you know, and thank you to staff for doing such a great job. That's it for me. Thank you.
Councilwoman Nava?
Thank you, Mayor. I will also would like to thank our public comment speakers. Thank you for taking the time to come out and voice your concerns. As always, we appreciate that. I will also touch on some of the similar events that Councilmember Corona also mentioned. I had the pleasure of attending National Night Out. So great thank you to our law enforcement, fire, and of course our community for coming out and making a great event. And as well as the food was delicious. I know it was difficult feeding a large event like that, but great thanks to our staff for making it happen as always. And I also wanted to touch on the Todic Festival. They had a great turnout. It was a really, really well-attended event. So I just want to thank them for putting on such a great event, 40 years. And not only that, but it's a great time to celebrate culture. So I really appreciated enjoying being there with my family. And I also wanted to express my gratitude driving to the meeting today. I was able to drive down a smooth A Street road improvement area, so it was so nice. Now I realize how desperately we needed those road repairs, so a great thank you for those who made that happen. And that concludes my comments for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Rabb?
Yes, I had the opportunity to attend Rods and Rails this past Saturday. As Councilman Corona mentioned, it was extremely hot, but hopefully that's just an outlier. I know one thing Mayor Vargas discussed at the event is that it coincided with Route 66 in San Bernardino, and we could have had more cars. We had a good amount of cars, but I think there could have been much more. Maybe in the future we can just clear the date, maybe even switch up a weekend earlier or a weekend later, depending on when that event is to allow more people from the community. But overall, it was a great event, well-attended event. It's always been a great event. I'm looking forward to all the events as we enter into the fall season. It's usually it's my favorite time of the year. Basically, October through December is when we have basically, I would say, 2/3 of the city events. So if you have the On Track magazine, please look it up. We have the Veterans Day Parade. We have the Fall Festival this Friday. We have the Gear Up event the Saturday after that, Lake Paris. So there's a myriad of events, ton of events over the next few weeks. And this is our last meeting before the election, and just want to encourage everyone to get out and vote. Even if you don't like any candidates, there's still a bunch of propositions, local ballot measures. You can partially fill out your ballot, and it would still count. A lot of times we get too concerned over the top of the ticket. We forget that there are a lot of local races, a lot of local ballot measures where your vote can definitely make a difference. I know there was a race in San Bernardino about 5 years ago where an individual won by 8 votes. So every single vote made a difference. And now you no longer need postage on your ballot. Your ballot, as long as it's postmarked the day of the election and received, I think, the Friday after the election, it will count. So there's really no excuse not to vote. And if you don't like anything, still turn in your ballot and maybe just mark, Donald Duck or something, so it still shows that you voted. I just want to encourage everyone to have a safe Halloween season, slow down on these roads. I see a lot of the social media posts on Paris Matters and other pages. People are going off on the sides of the roads and taking people out, taking trees out, taking other items out, so please slow down. On that note, one item I'd like to direct staff to start investigating. This is not urgent. It's probably going to be at least a decade before we do it. It's probably going to be numerous studies. Highway 74, when it becomes 4th Street, particularly the area from A Street down to Redlands. Now, I know there's a lot of people turning in and out of that, but I think if we were to look at the potential or possibility of putting a tree-lined median down that area. Now, people might have to do U-turns to go to the various businesses. I know it was an issue in Hemet when they did on 79, they put a median, but it wasn't a tree-lined median, it was a concrete median about 5 or 6 years ago. We can just start studying that. This is no means urgent. It will be, if it is enacted, it will be long after I'm off the council. I just want to get the ball rolling. We can start considering it. I think having that shaded median will be a visual marker to slow people down from A Street, particularly from D Street down to Redlands when you get into the core downtown area. And I'm thinking this is probably going to be a decade, 12 years out if we actually enact it, if it is feasible. So we can just start looking into that. Once again, not urgent, just want to get your minds rolling, the public thinking about it, getting the public's input, I think is important, particularly the business owners and the residents that live in that area. With that concludes my public comments for today. Thank you.
Thank you. No disrespect, but your beautification committee can get on that real quick and would not take decades. That's a good idea. We'll definitely put it on agenda. Okay, Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes, yesterday during our WRCOG Executive Committee meeting, there was an agenda item that may affect some of our Paris residents here. If you actually received your solar panels through the HERO program, you may have a refund coming. There was money owed to several residents throughout the cities in the jurisdiction, and they've all been sent to the state. So if you are a homeowner here in the city of Paris and you participated in the HERO program, please go to the state website. It's called claimit.ca.gov and see if your name is there and put in the request to have that refunds transferred to your personal account. Even if you're not a HERO recipient, you might just want to look on that website. I know I did that for a while in New York and forgot about some old bank accounts that I had and got that sent to me. So that website is for anything that might be owed to you from the state of California. Once again, claimit.ca.gov. And I'd just like to remind everyone to please keep our Southeast nation in prayer. Hurricane Milton is due to already hit in the next day or two into Florida. The residents on the East Coast have been suffering from Hurricane Helen, and now they're getting ready to face Milton. I know many of us have relatives in that area. I've got family in Florida, friends in North Carolina, and it's been an upheaval battle just to recover from one hurricane before the next one comes. So please keep those people in your prayers. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Not that I repeat others' activities that I went to already with everybody else. I did hit the senior center birthday celebrations for the month of September. It's always a pleasure to go to our seniors. The senior center, they had a resource fair, first annual resource fair, I believe, sponsored by JAR Insurance. They are very good partners when it comes to activities with our seniors. This was very well attended by both not just the vendors, but the seniors. I want to thank Kento Company for coming out to a planting event on Nuevo adjacent to Clearwater Elementary. Got a lot of nice trees planted along the parkway. International Walk to School Day, I attended that at Paris Elementary. Joined the Chamber Breakfast Networking at Taqueria Dos Portillos. That was a good one. Attended the College Day Kickoff event at Lake Paris High School. And as a member of the Board of Directors for Exceed, I attended the IE Caucus 13th Annual Partnership Recognition Dinner. Exceed is an organization empowering adults with disabilities with job skills training. Very good program, and we have partners in our city that hire these adults with disabilities, so really do appreciate them being here. They Exceed. Busy night on October 4th, I had a run for about an hour at Paris High School for their homecoming, then run over to Orange Vista High School for their homecomings. At least I managed to get 2 schools in that night. Engineering department had their grand opening on the 4th as well. We had a good attendance there. And then just today, I had the Paris Valley Chambers Lunch Networking at Chick-fil-A. That was another great event. Love doing stuff with our chambers. And road repairs, you got to thank our new city engineer. We had some bad luck in our past with contracts. There's a lot of road repairs work being done. That makes a difference when you have an in-house city engineer, an employee for the city as an engineer versus a contracted employee who it speaks volumes. So thank you, John, and your team for what you're doing. I know there's a lot of road works being done, and we do appreciate it. I forgot Student of the Month this morning. I had my count, I'm too busy, but Student of the Month, that's always a great one to go to, guys, listen to our kids' achievement. This one, we have 2 now in the city of Paris. This one is our Paris Valley and Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce. On the north side, that covers the Valverde Unified School District and Moreno Valley School District schools. Thank you. Okay, that takes us to item 14, City Manager's Report.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. This fall, the city has a series of events planned. Beginning this weekend, Public Works will host a compost giveaway, a very popular item, at Rotary Park on Saturday, October 12th from 7 to 11 a.m. And the grand opening of Paragon Skate Park will take place this Thursday, October 10th at 5 p.m. at Paragon Park. And the Public Services Department's hosting the Geared Up bike event on October 19th at Lake Paris, beginning at 8 a.m. And the Harvest Festival, which was already mentioned, will take place on October 18th. And the city, in collaboration with Richland Communities, will be hosting the Ethanak Bridge groundbreaking on Thursday, October 24th at 5 p.m. And lastly, the Veterans Day Parade is scheduled for Saturday, November 2nd at 10 a.m., and participation is still open. If you're interested, please contact the Community Services Department. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, takes us to item 15, our adjournment. We will be adjourning at 7:53 p.m. Thank you, everybody, for attending or watching on TV, and let's go home and finish that Dodger game.